A long-running campus tradition felt a lot different this year after the potential of rainy weather led to some big changes. Coming up, we'll have a look at Arbor Day 2026.
Rain or shine, the Student Activities Board was in charge of Arbor Day, but the group also offered some additional fun and free events to get students into the eco-friendly mood. MCTV's Reese Futch has a look at 2 events that had students thinking green and working to save the planet.
On a clear night, South Plains residents can often see miles across the wide open West Texas landscape, and that also creates near-perfect conditions for stargazing. But if you're not sure what you're looking up at, MCTV's Jalen Smith has details on a public education option that is helping locals learn about our galaxy and beyond.
And the Texas Tech softball team wrapped up regular season play this weekend. So what's next on the team schedule as they work towards another College World Series appearance? MCTV's Todd Eldridge has a preview of the Big 12 softball tournament along with the latest headlines from Texas Tech athletics in sports.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Monday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Elisabeth Herring.
And I'm Elene Khajishvili. Throughout the spring, the West Texas weather has been more unpredictable than usual, even for the professionals. Forecasts predicting heavy rain last Friday busted early that morning, as Lubbock and the surrounding area stayed mostly dry all day.
But the threat of weather caused some changes to the event schedule, including one of Texas Tech's last big outdoor events of the school year. On Friday morning, the 2026 edition of Arbor Day kicked off at 11 a.m. inside the sub. One day earlier, the university sent out a press release announcing that the event was moved indoors due to the possibility of rain. Even though the annual tradition changed venues, students could still enjoy free food and grab a free t-shirt. Unfortunately, the remainder of the planned Arbor Day event schedule and activities were canceled, including games, live music, and the planting of flowers and other greenery on campus. But the university decided to continue with the long-running event, which started back in 1937. The event is organized by Student Activities Board and is always free for any student with a TTU ID. Even though the planting portion of Arbor Day was canceled on Friday, last week's press release announced that Texas Tech organizations, departments, and groups would still have a chance to plant today and tomorrow. Both days of planting are happening around campus from 1 to 4 p.m. Any group who signed up to plant during the Arbor Day event were given a chance to pick an alternative date this week. And although planting signups are closed, you can still check out the new flowers and greenery around campus starting this afternoon.
The Student Activities Board has offered dozens of fun and free events throughout the school year. And even though the start of finals is only 2 days away, the group is taking advantage of what little time is left to help students finish out strong. Earlier today, SAB once again took over the sub-courtyard for their second to last event of the semester. You're a star, good luck on finals. Give students a chance to step into the spotlight and create their own Walk of Fame star, just like the ones on Hollywood Boulevard. Attendees could then stop by SAB's photo booth for a special picture to mark the end of another school year. SAB also offers students the chance to create their own personalized pencil bag with iron-on patches. And on top of all that, students could put together a care package to help them do their best and survive the final season. SAB's last activity-based event started at 10 a.m. and wrapped up at 2, but the group still has one last free option for anyone with a student ID. The spring edition of Study with SAB is scheduled tomorrow from 5 to 8 p.m. At the end of each semester, SAB invites students to a local coffee shop to enjoy a free drink and a quiet place to study. This semester, SAB is headed to Brood Awakening, located at 1021 University Avenue, right across the street from campus. The first 300 students to show up at Brood Awakening will get a free coffee and access to study. Although the Student Activities Board's spring calendar is finishing up this week, you can keep up with future events by searching for Texas Tech SAB on Facebook and Instagram.
Coca-Cola products are a common sight at Texas Tech, especially due to the university's exclusive contract with the company. But not long ago, students could enjoy a free soda and celebrate a milestone in the history of the Coca-Cola company. Last Wednesday, the Cherry Coke 40th Anniversary Tour made a stop on the Texas Tech campus. The event featured Cherry Coke-themed Airstream trailer, where members of the campus community could stop by and pick up a free Cherry Coke, Diet Cherry Coke, or Cherry Coke Zero. The tour also included a special photo opportunity to celebrate the anniversary with the Cherry Coke themed backdrop, including a larger-than-life cherries and special camera to capture the moment. Cherry Coke has been a staple in the Coca-Cola lineup since the flavor was officially launched in 1985. But the first taste testing of the product occurred 3 years earlier at the 1982 World Fair. Coke products have been exclusively available on the Texas Tech campus for years due to a contract the university established with the company, preventing the sale or distribution of any other soda products on the Texas Tech controlled property.
As we mentioned at the top of the show, the university is currently celebrating Arbor Day with several events spread out from last Friday through tomorrow. Texas Tech's observance of Arbor Day is an annual tradition that usually tops off a couple weeks of environmentally focused events.
Prior to Arbor Day, the Students' Activities Board started getting students into an eco-friendly state of mind with 2 events outside the sub. MCTV's Reese Futch decided to stop by both options to find out how SAB encouraged Red Raiders to take steps to help save the environment.
On April 22nd, in the pavilion near the free speech area of the sub, SAB was set up with their Planet Friendly Picks event with trivia, activities, and prizes to bring awareness for the holiday. The main activity was a colored wheel that offered sweet treats, school supplies, and Earth Day merchandise. Additionally, an eco-conscious crafting opportunity was on the table with soap making for an artsy alternative. Mary Skiba, the outreach coordinator for SAB, says that the event is mainly for awareness for a lesser-known yet important holiday, along with letting people know how they can help our planet.
I want people to know that it's Earth Day. I don't feel like a lot of people know that, and so I think it is helping people realize. And then also just asking them these questions. It's not things that people normally think about, and so I think they're learning a lot about the environment, our planet, and what they can do, little things that they can do to help benefit the world as a whole.
Following their Planet Friendly Picks event, SAB on April 23rd turned the free speech area into an outlet mall from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. with their Swap Till You Drop thrifting event. The event included stores like Academy, Plato's Closet, and Uptown Cheapskate, just to name a few. Additionally, the event allowed for accessories and decor items like purses, jewelry, and homespun dream catchers. With how expensive it can be a college student, it's a pleasant surprise to have the opportunity to have a new outfit at a far cheaper price than usual, all without leaving campus.
For outreach part of it, we try to connect with the community as much as possible, and so we're always in partnership with someone new, and it gets a lot of people connected with organizations and just to new opportunities that they didn't know before.
With the spring semester wrapping up, SAB is already hard at work planning more events for students in the fall. For more information, visit sab@ttu.edu. I'm Reese Futch, back to you.
The weather forecast for the end of this last week didn't turn out the way many people hoped, after rain chances dropped significantly for Lubbock by Friday morning. The dry weather was a disappointment for many local residents, but some spring-like temperatures ended up creating beautiful conditions for the rest of the weekend. So what can we expect for the last full week of the semester? Elisabeth joins us now in the Weather Center with a look at the MCTV forecast. Elisabeth?
Thanks, Elene. Well, mostly cloudy day today, and it also is going to be a little bit warmer than what we saw yesterday. Beautiful day with beautiful temperatures. We were expecting some rain this weekend, and unfortunately, most of the South Plains didn't even see a drop, but some of those southern counties saw about 1 inch to a ½ inch, which anything is welcome as we are still seeing droughts across the South Plains area. Hopefully, we do see some more rain the end of the spring, beginning of summer, as it has been a dry fall and a dry spring for us here in the South Plains. Yesterday we had a beautiful high of 78. It's around normal for this time of year, and we are going to be experiencing some upper 90s later this weekend. Today we're starting to get there with highs pretty warm in the South Plains, those eastern counties, lower 90s, and especially off the Caprock as well, upper 80s in some of those northern counties. Tonight, lows remaining mild, not even seeing 60 degrees in Matador, and here in Lubbock, we are going to be pretty close to that 70-degree mark as well. Highs tomorrow going to be a little bit cooler, back in those lower to mid 80s and mid 70s across the South Plains area. Tonight here locally in Lubbock, low of 67. Tomorrow warming up to 80 degrees with cloudy skies. And as we take a look at our 3-day forecast, Wednesday 75 as well as Thursday. So copy and paste temperatures going to be beautiful days if you want to get outside to study for those last minute finals. As we head into the weekend, Friday 91 and then Saturday 97, so upper 90s to start the weekend. Sunday back in the 80s as well as Monday. Lows remaining pretty mild in those upper 50s, lower 60s. We have yet to see 100-degree temperatures in 2026, but we're only a few degrees away from that on Saturday, so I wouldn't be surprised if those temperatures do go up as we get closer to our weekend. I'm Elizabeth, and it's back to you, Elena.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Just north of the main Texas Tech campus, you'll find the TTU Health Sciences Center. HSC trains future health professionals using state-of-the-art tools, but a much older form of training is offering unique opportunities for Red Raiders before heading across the street. MCTV's Reese Griffin joins us in studio with an inside look at this special course. Reese?
Thanks, Elene. Texas Tech is giving undergraduate pre-health students a rare hands-on anatomy experience before they ever step into medical school. I spoke with a student and a professor about how this one-of-a-kind class is shaping future healthcare professionals.
Be prepared to work hard, come in with an open mind and respect, and treasure the moment.
Advice to undergraduate pre-health students who are thinking of taking special topics in cadaveric anatomy. A class Dr. Moira Hartgraves started in the summer of 2023 to help students engage with real human anatomy.
I thought it'd be great to have a course that was more like a medical school course at the undergraduate level.
After getting the class approved by the TTU Health Science Center and university systems, the opportunity for undergraduate students to learn about the human body became like no other.
It's a powerful learning experience because it goes beyond just the nuts and bolts of anatomy, because you learn to kind of respect and the human body. I guess the word I'm looking for is empathy comes into play, which you don't get that in most other kind of learning models and things like that.
The cadavers, or willed body donors, are individuals who donate their body for health-related education and research. The Health Science Center and its students show their gratitude and memorialize the willed body donors through monuments such as this one. Former student of the class, Avery Pickrell, says her experience has better prepared her for medical school.
Because we're in that exact same lab and learning very similar topics, and it kind of mirrors medical school and graduate school courses. It'll definitely prepare me by dealing with some of that rigor at maybe a lighter level, but feeling prepared for that in the future.
An experience that not only prepares students for the next step, but ultimately shapes the future of patient care.
I got to see them learn, I got to see them get into professional school, and now they're helping all different people around, and so that's always a really rewarding feeling.
If you're a pre-health undergraduate student who's interested in taking the cadaveric anatomy class, talk with your advisor about how you can enroll in the program. Now back to Elena and Elizabeth.
Thanks for the story, Reese. Also, I heard that you are graduating in just over a week.
Yes, I am. It's been bittersweet. I'm sad to leave Tech, but I'm excited to see what's next.
Well, thank you for all you've done for MCTV, Reese.
And good luck on your future endeavors and congrats. And thank you for the package. Texas Tech football continued to make national headlines over the weekend. And both Red Raiders softball and baseball were back in conference action as the regular season nears an end.
MCTV's Todd Eldridge joins us in the studio with those stories and more in sports. Todd?
Thank you, Elizabeth and Elene. Texas Tech sports had a roller coaster of news through the end of April. The football program hit a major unforeseen speed bump. Tech softball closed out their regular season on a high note. Tech baseball struggled in Waco, and outdoor track and field adds more wins heading into the tournament season. But first, the top story on campus. Texas Tech football hit a major stoppage when Brendan Sorsby's sports betting scandal broke, and since then, the Big 12 has removed Sorsby's eligibility for the next season. So far, the information available is that Sorsby placed bets on Indiana football games while a redshirt freshman with the team. While Sorsby was not playing in those games, NCAA rules expressly forbid wagering on your own team. The issue continues to escalate as reports indicate that the gambling continued while Sorsby played at Cincinnati last season, and there is speculation that the Bearcats coaching was aware of Sorsby's gambling. Sorsby is seeking legal counseling to challenge the NCAA's ineligible ruling. As it stands, Will Hammond is scheduled to be the Red Raiders' starting quarterback as he completes his rehab from a torn ACL last year, with the latest return anticipated to be by week 3. Tech's regular season opener is set for September 5th. Tech softball closed out the regular season with a 3-game series against Baylor at home at Tracy Sellers Field over the weekend, and the force was strong with Tech pitching. Caitlin Terry opened the series on Thursday, pitching a complete game, only allowing 1 hit and no runs scored as Tech softball took Game 1 5-0. Tech pitching would struggle in Game 2, with Samantha Lincoln allowing 3 runs on 5 hits in 4 innings, but Nigeri Kennedy would also falter in relief work, allowing 3 runs on 6 hits, as Kennedy would be credited with the 8-7 loss. But Nigeri would become one with the force in the series closer, pitching a perfect game on Senior Day as Tech took the final game and series win 8-0. Tech will take on Baylor yet again this Thursday in the second game of the Big 12 softball tournament at 1:30 p.m. That game will be on ESPN+. Tech baseball also took on Baylor over the weekend in Waco and would hope to repeat the softball team's success in their 3-game series. The scoring started early for both teams, with Baylor's Brady Janasek bringing home Travis Sanders, and Texas Tech's Connor Schaus scored Matt Quintanar in the first inning. Unfortunately, there was a bad feeling about this, as that would be Tech's only run scored, as Baylor went on to add 7 more runs, taking the first game 8-1. In the second game of the doubleheader, Tech's bats found a new hope in a high-scoring affair, where Baylor had Tech in a trash compactor for most of the game, taking a 10-2 lead into the 8th. Tech managed to add 4 in the 8th, making it 10-6. After cutting the lead to 1 in the top of the 9th, A.J. Goitier flied out with 2 on and 2 out, allowing Baylor to clinch the 10-9 game and series victory. On Sunday, Tech would look to play series sweep spoilers, grabbing a 1-run lead early that Tech would take into the bottom of the 6th inning, until Baylor's Tice Armstrong hit a solo home run, and Travis Sanders then hit a 2 RBI single, giving Baylor the 3-1 lead. Then Tech defense would lower Baylor's shields by not allowing another run, and delivered the blast to the exhaust port, scoring 2 runs in the 8th and 5 in the 9th to destroy Baylor's Death Star sweep. Up next, Tech hosts Dallas Baptist at Dan Law Field Tuesday at 6:30, then remains at Rip Griffin Park through the weekend, hosting a 3-game series against BYU starting on Thursday. Texas Tech Outdoor Track and Field closed out their regular season on Thursday at the Corky Crowfoot Shootout at the Terry and Linda Fuller Track and Field Complex. Malachi Snow won the men's 100 meter with a time of 10 seconds 46, and Alyssa Colbert won the women's 100 with a time of 11 seconds 13. 2 personal bests were recorded in the women's 800 meter by Lily Mather, placing second with a time of 2 minutes 7:96, and Tatum Goodman finished with third with a time of 2 minutes 10 seconds 86. Jonathan Sareems won the men's triple jump, clearing 16.47 meters, while Jackson Bragg won the pole vault, clearing 5.31 meters. In the 200 meter, the men took the top 4 spots, with Shamar Utur taking first, Kamarly Stewart taking second, Brian Tenega taking third, and Jonathan Crawford in fourth. While on the women's side, Colonique Farrington took second and Mackenzie Kelly took third. Trey Wilson III took 2 titles in the meet, in discus with 55.8 meters and shot put with 17.91 meters. While in women's hurdles, Lavina Uwusi won the 400 meter and Tony Ann Forbes won the 100 meter. Up next for Tech Outdoor Track will be the Big 12 Championships in Tucson, Arizona, May 14th through the 16th. Women's tennis took on the number 9 Texas in the second round of the NCAA tournament on Sunday. And despite earning a doubles point and a singles win over the number 6 player in the NCAA, it was not enough to claim the victory, as the Lady Raiders dropped in the second round 4-1. Tech finishes the season ranked number 28 in the country. And while one Tech women's team tournament ends, the women's golf team has been selected to compete in the NCAA Ann Arbor Regional in Ann Arbor, Michigan, May 11th through the 13th. The top 5 teams there advance to the next round. That catches you up on everything Tech sports headed into the summer. You can always keep up to date on Tech athletics through their website. And until we see you again for the fall, may the 4th be with you. Back to you, Elene and Elisabeth.
Thank you very much, Todd, and may the 4th be with you as well. The rural West Texas area often attracts stargazers, both young and old. And even here in Lubbock, the night sky offers a huge canvas for viewing on the many clear night of the year.
But even if you love to stare at the stars, it helps to know what you're looking at. And that's become an inspiration for 2 Texas Tech departments that are helping to educate the public about the cosmos. MCTV's Jalen Smith took a short trip outside the North Loop to discover the mysteries of the universe.
Here at the Lubbock Lake Landmark, Texas Tech's physics and astronomy departments are showing that there's more to the sky than just the moon and the stars.
With telescopes, live speakers, and demos, the event showed many Lubbock residents the various galaxies, stars, and even a little bit of Greek history on astronomy.
The event consists of a talk by a local astronomer, followed by stargazing with telescopes that we bring here to the landmark for people to do stargazing and telescope viewing.
Whether near or far, Astronaut helps explore the endless possibilities of our Milky Way.
The main idea of the talk is to, again, solve some questions that someone could have, like, why am I looking at the sky and there is these stars that people refer to as Orion or the Scorpio or like anything. So again, it was like how do I answer this question? In this case, it was just history of the mythology of the ancient Greek world. Someone else could have done the same talk with ancient Chinese or Aztecs.
If you missed tonight's Astronaut, don't worry. The Department of Physics and Astronomy has one more event coming up May 29th at 8:30 p.m. here at the Lubbock Lake Landmark. For more information, visit their Instagram page at TexasTech_Astro. For MCTV, I'm Jalen Smith. Back to you.
Thanks, Jalen. As we've mentioned, the end of the semester is just around the corner, and the spring 2026 commencement ceremonies are taking place in less than 2 weeks.
Next weekend, thousands of students are expected to receive their diploma during the 7 ceremonies at the United Supermarkets Arena. Graduation exercises start on Thursday, May 14th, with 2 ceremonies for students receiving master's and doctorate degrees. At 1 p.m., graduates will include students from the colleges of Architecture, Education, Engineering, and Graduate School. Later that evening, students receiving graduate degrees from the College of Agricultural Sciences and Natural Resources, Arts and Sciences, Business, Health and Human Sciences, Media and Communication, and Visual and Performing Arts will walk the stage at 6 p.m. Friday's schedule starts at 9 a.m. with students receiving bachelor's degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences and continues at 1:30 p.m. with graduates from the College of Education, Health and Human Sciences, and Engineering. The final day of spring commencement is Saturday, May 16th. The undergraduate exercises will continue with students from the Honors College, Visual and Performing Arts, and Business at 9 a.m. The afternoon sessions on Saturday is scheduled at 1:30 p.m. Graduates in that ceremony will include students from the College of Architecture, Agricultural Sciences and Natural Resources, Media and Communication, and the School of Professional Studies. The final ceremony starts at 6 p.m. and features all graduates from the School of Law. Each of the 7 commencement ceremonies will be held in the United Supermarkets Arena. In-person seating will be limited, but all ceremonies will also be streamed live on the university's website. For more information, visit commencement.ttu.edu.
So, Elizabeth, can you believe that in less than 2 weeks we'll be walking the stage at the commencement ceremony?
No, I can't believe it. It went by so fast, but I'm super excited for both of us, and I know we're going to be going on to do great things.
I concur, and may the 4th be with you, and that's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check ttuhub.net every day for more news. Have a great summer, and check back for more MCTV next fall.